Hello, my name is Dan Lebrecq. In this demo, I'm going to show how to build an Ajax-based web application using the jMaki plugin for Netbeans. As I run through the demo, I'll highlight some JavaScript widgets from Project Woodstock such as button, calendar field, progress bar, and table. Finally, I'll add a Dojo clock, demonstrating that different toolkits can be displayed on the same page. The first thing I'm going to do is create a project which will run on the Glassfish web application server. In order to do that, I'll create a project type of web application and then add the jMaki framework. Here, users can select the default CSS layout, but for this example, I'm going to select no CSS style. And once the project has been created, you'll notice that project files appear on the left-hand side, while the jMaki widgets you can use are shown on the right-hand side. In the center is a JSP page. In order to use jMaki, you simply drag a widget from the palette to the JSP page, and you'll notice it outputs a standard JSP tag with default values. In this case, when I drag the button to the page, you should see a default label with the text submit. So here you can see the args attribute. It has a JSON name value pair, and the label of this button is submit. Now we're going to deploy the web application and view the Project Woodstock button in the browser. So as you can see, here's the Project Woodstock button with the label submit. Now for this example, I'm going to customize the button and display something other than the default text. Users can do this in the JSP page or through the jMaki customizer. For this example, I'll use the customizer, and it provides users with a property editor to configure widget properties. So here I'm scrolling through all the widget properties for the button, and I'm looking for value. Here I see that the default label is submit. I'm just going to change that to test. I'm going to hit return and click OK. Now in the case of a web application, redeploy is fairly easy. Once the web container has been deployed, all I need to do is save the JSP page and reload the web browser. So now you can see the Project Woodstock button doesn't have the label submit, but test. Now I'm going to drag the calendar field widget to the JSP page, and I'll save the JSP and reload the web browser. Here you see a text field with a calendar icon, and if I click the calendar, it'll open up a pop-up window. I can use this to select a date, and the date's populated in the text field. Now for this example, I'm going to drag a progress bar to the JSP page. There are different types of progress bars, but for this example, I'm going to change the type from determinate to indeterminate. I'm going to save the JSP page and reload the web browser. So now you can see an indeterminate type progress bar. Now the final Project Woodstock widget that I'm going to demonstrate is the table. As I drag the table into the page, you'll notice that it has a little more pre-filled data than the other tags. And for this example, I'm going to change the label, the column header label from title to test. And again, I'm going to save the JSP page and reload my web browser. So you can see the first column is labeled test, and the other columns have the default data. And finally, I'll add a Dojo clock to the JSP page. One of the nice features of jMaki is that you can add widgets from different libraries to the same page. For example, there are widgets available from Dojo, Google, Scriptaculous, and Yahoo. So again, I'm going to save the JSP page, reload the browser, and note that the Dojo clock is not an applet, but a real clock that uses SVG graphics. So this concludes my demo of the jMaki Netbeans plugin. Thank you.